Hi, my name is Dominic Lee, and welcome to this channel. Recently, the Americans have been making a lot of accusations, saying that the COVID-19 pandemic was the result of a laboratory leakage in Wuhan, China. Even though the World Health Organization experts has already said openly that it was very unlikely that the virus had escaped from a Chinese lab. So why are the Americans so adamant in accusing China of something that did not happen? Is that just politics? Or is that a massive cover-up? Recently, a lot of evidence has surfaced saying that the COVID-19 virus may have originated in none other than the United States of America itself. According to a report from the ABC News on January 23rd of 2020, in the summer of 2019, an Army laboratory that studies deadly viruses like Ebola and smallpox at Fort Detrick in Maryland was shut down after an inspection was conducted by the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. Now, even though the CDC declined to provide the reason for the shutdown, citing national security concerns, ABC News received leaked documents from the CDC outlining violations they discovered in the Fort Detrick lab, some of which were labeled serious. According to those documents, several of those lab violations concerned non-human primates infected with a select agent, which is a scientific term for basically virus. The identity of that select agent was, however, mysteriously hidden in those documents. Apparently, because disclosing the identity and location of the agent would endanger public safety, according to the authority. This makes a lot of people wonder, if the select agent were something as familiar as Ebola and smallpox, why would the authorities need to hide its identity? And if only lab violations were found in the Fort Detrick lab, could this select agent have been the coronavirus, which was unknown to the public at the time? Could the shutdown be a result of a leakage? A lot of people suspect it. Suspiciously enough, according to a news report from the Frederick News Post, a local newspaper from the Frederick County of, again, Maryland, in October 2019, 3 months before the first COVID case was even recorded in Wuhan, 3,154 strange pneumonia cases were reported in Frederick County. However, out of those 3,000 cases, only 111 of them responded positively to rapid flu tests, and only 4 of the 32 samples sent to the state labs were tested positive. Well, if most of those cases were not flu, then what were they? Could it have been a type of coronavirus that was already circulating in Maryland at the time? Adding to that, in April 2020, the mayor of Belleville, New Jersey, Michael Melham, told reporters from the New Jersey News that he was tested positive for coronavirus antibodies. What's more shocking is that he believes he had contracted the virus in November 2019, which is more than a month before doctors in China first reported cases of the new disease. Melham said he thought he had flu, but later suspected what he had was in fact COVID, as he suffered from chills, hallucinations, and a skyrocketing temperature at the time, all symptoms pointing to coronavirus. And mind you that, Belleville, New Jersey is just a 3 hours drive from Fort Detrick in Maryland. Well, I know what you have in mind right now. If the coronavirus were indeed originated from the United States, then how did it get spread to Wuhan, China? Well, as I have said at the beginning, many people suspected that the virus was leaked from an army laboratory in Fort Detrick. Coincidentally, on October 18 to 27th of 2019, the World Military Games, at which around 300 US Army athletes participated, were held in Wuhan. It was later reported that more than a few American military athletes turned out to be sick during the time in Wuhan, and yet the American government refused to release the medical records of those athletes. In particular, was there anyone with symptoms similar to those of COVID-19? Or what illness did those reported athletes have exactly? Now, the suppression of information from the American government have led Zhao Lijian, the spokesperson of the Chinese Foreign Ministry, to question them openly through Twitter. But needless to say, the US agency still refused to provide an answer to these questions till this day. And as if it wasn't suspicious enough, in April 2020, Dr. Peter Forster, a geneticist at Cambridge University, published a paper in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America, where he disclosed that he had found 3 central variants of the coronavirus distinguished by amino acid changes, termed A, B, and C. According to his findings, the A and C types are found predominantly in America and in Europe, while the B type is most prevalent in East Asia. And while type A and B are genetically related, they behave in different ways, with type A being a lot more virulent than type B. And since the infection and fatality rates in America are so high, the hypothesis that coronavirus was in fact originated from the United States seems to make more sense than ever. Now, since there are so many questions surrounding whether the coronavirus was originated from the United States and leaked from the Fort Detrick lab, shouldn't the American government allow scientists from the WHO to investigate what happened over there and trace the origin of this deadly virus? If the United States were really as transparent as they say they are and have nothing to hide, shouldn't they disclose the medical records of those athletes who participated in the World Military Games? And if the Americans are so concerned with the origin of the coronavirus, shouldn't they look into their own facilities before making accusations about other countries? So American politicians, please don't just talk the talk. Walk the walk and open up the Fort Detrick lab for investigation. Now, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, smash the like button, and share this video with your friends. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.